My hair look
wavy, baby. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Welcome to
hold on.
welcome to Coffee with T.A.T.U.
Fuck.
How you feeling?
Like I still should be asleep.
Okay, well, you know, early bird gets the worm.
Right? Which is a saying that I tried to adopt, but
Yeah, but the problem is the late worm don't get eaten.
also right.
Boom. Boom.
But also the early bird gets tired way before the sleeping in bird.
Well, it depends. If the early bird's an owl, a night owl, maybe.
Yeah, that's the type of bird I am.
Night owl?
I'm a night owl.
Really?
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was actually talking to somebody about that. I was like, yo, like I'm definitely like my brain, like when it comes to like coming up with stuff or like thinking and stuff like that, I think a lot better and operate a lot better at nighttime.
Okay.
Like I'd rather stay up late.
Speak up some because you're kind of far from the mic.
We're gonna have to scratch this episode.
That will be alright.
I'd rather stay up late
Okay.
than get up early.
Alright.
Like, hands down.
I like aspects of both.
You're definitely a morning person.
Yeah, but I can be a night owl too. Especially if I'm like doing something. If I'm not doing nothing, then yeah, I'll go to bed relatively early if my mind will allow it. Like I'm the type of, like I have to sleep with a TV on.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Because if I can't go to sleep in silence, because if I go to sleep in silence, my mind is just racing 100,000 miles a minute. I'm just thinking of anything and everything from like 10 potential conversations I might have tomorrow and how I'm going to respond, or I'm thinking about ways to improve the podcast or different workout routines and things that I've looked up, or the science of this, or a book I read. Like I'm always thinking about something all the time.
And also, my problem at nighttime, it seems like that's when I find all the good videos. It seems like whatever I'm interested at that moment, which I don't really know that I'm interested in it at that, like going into it.
But you just find yourself drawn and you're
Bro.
like, wait a minute, I've been doing this for 45 minutes?
Bro.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
It seems like throughout the day when I'm at work and I'm bored and I'm trying to look at YouTube videos, I can't find no YouTube videos. Or when I'm looking on Netflix, like I can't find nothing to watch on Netflix.
I'm hooked on a new series.
As soon as it get dark outside, it seems like Netflix just pop up all these great suggestions. I'm like, dang, I ain't know that was on Netflix. I ain't know this. Or on YouTube, it's just like a rabbit hole. Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. I'm like,
It's because when the sun goes down, the lights come on. But so this is one thing I wanted to ask you. You're a busy person,
yeah,
right? I mean, yeah, you work, but you also have other projects and jobs you work.
yeah.
You're always moving, right? Maybe you're different than me, maybe not. But when you're driving, so like for instance, this past week or so, whenever you're driving from one place to another and you're in the car by yourself, what do you think about? For this last week, what's been on your mind that you've been like?
I mean, it's the same thing like being at nighttime. Is I think about everything and anything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because those are the moments in which I can hear my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, I'm busy all the time, and 9 times out of 10 it's around other people. It's dealing with people. So it's like I'm either listening to someone else, actively listening to someone else in those moments. So the only time I get to hear my own thoughts or gather my own thoughts is when I am driving. So a lot of times, depends on my mood. I won't even have any music going in the truck.
Yeah, I get that sometimes too.
Which is crazy because I love music. Like, music is everything to me. Music is like therapy.
You listen to J. Cole's new album?
Boy, what?
There's not a skippable song on that album.
Depends on what some stuff is like. All right, I ain't got energy for this.
What's your favorite track?
My life.
Oh, okay. Pride is the Devil. That's mine.
I see. I knew you was gonna say that, and that's a song that I skip sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then
Like,
my number 2 is 95 South.
I just love that Cameron.
Yeah, because so he was playing with us because like at first when the album first came out there was no credits for any features listed there, so you thought it's just going to be another J. Cole out, and then you got the fucking J. Cole stands that are he's going platinum with no features again. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to the album. I like J. Cole. I'm a fan. But as soon as I hit that first track and I heard Cameron come, I was like, oh shit. I was talking to my boy Perp about it. We're both kind of upset Cameron didn't drop a verse.
Nah,
But it's still
it was
the right energy for that track.
But it was the right energy for the whole album. I was telling somebody, I was like, yo, I love
hungry.
how he was just like cocky and
Yeah.
just like, I'm that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, I feel like you like never really get that energy. Well, he probably always has it, but because he doesn't do interviews and he doesn't like do stuff like that, so you never like really get that like energy from him. I feel like that outward saying like, hey,
and what I love about it is, so he's a specialist, right? Like he does that shit, and no one does it like him. So he, it's earned cockiness, right?
Right, for sure.
But in the content of what he's saying, there's a lot of humility in it. So like his actual words are humble. Yeah, he's saying as far as his rap shit goes, I'm kind of in my own lane on this thing, for the most part, which that is debatable, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But when you also hear songs like, for instance, my favorite, Pride is the Devil, he talks about, struggling with those things like pride and your ego and, and he bounces back and forth. And I think that's almost symbolic to life, is because with anything you need balance. So you got that one track where he's talking, it's like, people act like you don't do it the way you do it. So you got to do it right in front. I'm like, yes. Like I love that energy. But I think what he did, which is more important with that statement, is the theme around it is like, he didn't come with that energy until he was talking about someone trying him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, sharpen your sword, but keep it sheathed until you need it. And that's a really, because, that's in life. Like, you got a lot of people saying men shouldn't be aggressive nowadays, right? No, men absolutely need to be aggressive, right?
Who said that? They need to be slapped.
It's the toxic masculinity thing, right? You hear? So there is actual toxic masculinity, and then there's just masculinity, which in itself isn't toxic. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying you need to be more caring and stuff like that, which doesn't really work for me, because you can be caring and aggressive. Like, I care aggressively. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I do think, to tie it back into the J. Cole album and that whole vibe that I got from it, it is a sense of, yes, you need to have that energy on reserve when needed. And you need to be able to put that forward, that aggression, that, arrogance or whatever, for someone tries you in your arena.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the absence of someone trying you, J. Cole has nothing to prove. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just kind of a theme I got from the album that I really loved. Like, yes, if it comes down to it and someone's trying your shit, then you need to fucking put them in their place and let them know who they're fucking with. But at the same time, in the absence of that altercation, the best way forward is just to kind of do your thing, right? But remain humble, keep the ego in check, watch out for those prideful events.
I guess that speaks to my personality, because all I was pinging on was that cocky swagger, baby. Like, that's, boy, what?
Yeah.
But
the only reason it's so potent.
But when you point, I mean, yeah, I get it.
And I would even venture to say that the moments where he is kind of cocky, the reason that those moments are so potent is because there's not an abundance of them. You know, they only
But
come
also,
when needed.
I don't think that makes so important, at least for me, is that because he never does it. So like it was like for me.
I think this is his best album since Sideline Story. Because Sideline Story is the only other Cole album I can think of where I didn't have at least one skip.
I really like Forest Hill Drive.
He's had great albums. I'm just
No.
saying. I think it's better than.
I think Forest Hill Drive is better than
Yeah.
Sideline Story. Yeah.
It's better than. Oh man.
Yeah.
I might be biased though because I saw Sideline Story live.
Oh, okay. That's so it holds a different sentimental
Yeah.
weight value for you.
Yeah. It's something else.
Cool, that dude though, man. Like,
He is. He's right. But here's the thing. He ain't better than Kendrick.
I think that's hard, man.
It is hard.
It's hard.
But after much thought, I've decided.
Like, I can't just write out blatant, but like, oh no, Cole is better than Kendrick. But that's hard for me. Like, I love them both. I love them. No, man, that ain't easy, bro. That ain't easy. Cause it's like they got two different styles. I mean, even for instance, just when they did the little they swapped the beat.
Yeah, the Black Friday joints.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're so different that it wasn't, to me, it wasn't a fair match for them to swap beats because neither one of their beats, like Cole raps on like slower beats, right?
Sometimes.
Like, that's I think for the most part, bro, you rarely hear like Cole rapping like super fast. That's not his thing. He takes his time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that was unfair.
Let us know in the comments, Kendrick or Cole. I say Kendrick. Not taking nothing from Cole, right? But to me, Kendrick. And honestly, I say that because like I don't think Cole has a Section 80 or a Good Kid, Mad City. Right? I don't think Cole has that.
What do you mean?
Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City are like iconic albums, right? Now Cole has classics, but there's even then there's levels, right?
Okay.
So
okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, for God's sakes, the pure genius of the Damn album. Like, first of all, every single one of those songs charted, and the album was inducted into the Library of Congress, and he got a Pulitzer Prize for it. Like, sure, accolades ain't everything. I get that, right?
Yeah.
No, in this day and age, I don't care if you get a Grammy or not. It's not. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't speak to the value of your product. But at the same time, there's something to be said about a project that resonates that broadly. And with the exception of like one or two songs on Damn, none of them were like mainstream-y type of songs. So you had that Love with Zakari, and then the song with Rihanna on there. Those were kind of mainstreamy a little bit, but even though they still fit into the whole I don't know if dichotomy is the right word. The whole process of the album, because it's a story from every song is a chapter and a long story. And the craziest part is it came out later that if you listen to the album backwards, like not like listen to the songs backwards, but listen in the backwards order, it tells a completely different story. And it actually works. Like, it's insane. And then that on top of the Control verse. When Big Sean put out that track Control with I think it was Jay Electronica, him,
Yeah.
Kendrick, and Kendrick just like, and everybody's like, "Yo, what the? Who hurt you?" Like, I was in Israel when that shit came out, and like I'm walking down the streets of Tel Aviv with my headphones in, and I'm like losing my mind. And I must have listened to that track. I still listen to that track, like just that sheer aggression and competitiveness, and because that's my favorite part of hip hop. There's a lot of great things about hip hop, but like one of my favorite things is the competitiveness. That's why I gravitate to diss tracks. I gravitate to features, right? Because I like to see two people on the same beat go back and forth, right?
And I think it makes the song level up too. But
So, in my opinion, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse.
speaking of the control verse, so there's a song with Cole references him and Diddy get into it, right? And so I'm like, when did him and Diddy get into it?
It's like 5 years ago, I think.
So I looked it up.
There's a video of it.
So and it was so supposedly, right, during this time, it's like I think like 2012 or whatever, or 13, whatever. It was right around the time the Control verse came out.
Okay.
Well, in that time, apparently Diddy was like, it was on GQ magazine. Around this time, everybody was saying that Diddy was running around trying to prove like, I don't know, trying to like earn his respect, but like get his respect or whatever, or show everybody like, hey, I grew up in the '90s where rappers was putting hands on people, right? That's the rap era that I grew up in. So he was like just going around checking a bunch of people, right?
What?
Yeah, bro. This what the article said. I'm just paraphrasing what the article said, and it said they was at like a VMA after party, right? And it's after Kendrick put out the Control verse, and apparently he like called himself the King of New York or something like that, right?
Yeah. On the Control verse, Kendrick did.
So Diddy ran up on Kendrick and was like checking him. And supposedly he tried to pour champagne on Kendrick's head. And J. Cole stepped in and like kind of like shoved him or whatever, and like this like scuffle broke out. But
That's hilarious.
bro. So it was so funny to me, bro.
That's hilarious.
It's like I'm picturing Diddy, bro. I'm picturing Diddy standing in front of Kendrick short so. And like I don't like my thing is like what are you saying and what inside of you just makes you want to pour champagne on a grown man? Like, you think you the king of New York? You ain't nothing. Like,
That's hilarious.
bro, I said, what's wrong with these people out here, bro? Rich people, bro. That's some rich.
I was watching the Drink Champs with Fat Joe, and he told him, Nori was talking about a conversation he was having with Diddy, and I guess I don't remember the full context, but I want to say it was something about like the path that the show Drink Champs was going to take, right? Because Diddy owns Revolt, Drink Champs is on Revolt. And I guess maybe Nori was saying he wanted to do this or he wanted to do that, and he's kind of running it by him. And apparently Diddy looked at him and was like, yo, just do whatever you want to do because, to be honest, I'm just too rich to care. What? And I was like, one day I'm going to get there.
Bro.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. So let's say you got super wealthy, right? I'm talking like the wealth level that like Kevin Hart is at the bottom of, right?
So I'm like some Jeff Bezos.
So anywhere from Kevin Hart to Bezos or anywhere in between, right?
Okay.
What kind of wealthy person do you think you would be? Do you think you would be like the Kevin Hart who's, he's always broadcasting his work ethic and, trying to outsource motivation and put it out there, put out the good energy? Do you think you're going to be like Jeff Bezos, where you kind of just sit in the cut, do your own thing, don't really talk to nobody, and just buy a yacht so big that it needs a smaller yacht to support it? Because he did that. He bought a super yacht, and then it's got a small support yacht.
His lifeboat is a yacht.
Yeah, because the support yacht has like a helipad and a small boat that. So it's like those China dolls. Well, because his main yacht can't hold a, and this is it hasn't been seen, like hasn't been released. But the idea is his main yacht can't have a helicopter on it because it's this giant 3-masted sailing yacht. So like
it's a cruise ship.
right
With
with 3 masts. It's custom made though. So and they said it costs like $500 million. So are you going to be that guy that's quiet and just does his own thing? Or are you going to be like the Gary V's of the world who's like, who goes out and does like public speaking to motivate people? Like what kind of wealthy guy do you think you would be?
I would be in the cut.
Yeah.
And because I mean that's the type of person I am right now and I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
Like I'm not I talk to the masses type of person.
Well, I mean,
like
except for with this.
Yeah. But like this is like this. So I would still do stuff like this, I think.
Yeah. Damn, you better. Shit.
But like as far as like going like and actually like face to face with a bunch of people, no.
No?
No.
I think I would be a little bit of Gary V.
Yeah.
Right? Because I like his energy, but what I don't, and I love like all the knowledge and ideas he puts out there, but I watch him talk to other successful people, and he just stops them every minute. And he's like, I got value to add here. And he cuts them off all the time.
Oh, I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and yes,
like, bro, like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, he does have value to add, but like, he's super self-centered, it seems like. And hey, it's worked for him, so I'm not mad at him. Mm-hmm. That's just not the type of energy I want to give off.
Yeah. Right.
But I do like the motivation, the how he pushes empathy and things like that. I like that. But I think I would be a little bit of that and a lot of bit of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I'd be just fucking with cryptocurrency and
and
just trolling people.
What was like episode 4?
Yeah.
I think where you was like, I want to be what did you say? Basically you want to be like Jay-Z and.
Oh yeah, trend killer.
A trend, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Jeff Bezos has his own rocket company, right? It's called Blue Origin.
Yeah.
So they were trying to get a contract with the U.S. government and NASA, I think, to do some lunar mission, right? But their rockets, and I'm paraphrasing here, this may not be incredibly accurate, but basically their rockets were having trouble getting to orbit. Mm-hmm. So some, news agency or whatever posted an article on Twitter saying Blue Origins fails orbit or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Elon Musk, who runs SpaceX, just comments on it and goes, can't get it up. That's who I would be. I would troll other billionaires. But then at the same time, this dude just put up $100 million and said, hey, whoever comes up with the best carbon capture technology gets us $100 million funding, right? When that shit happened in Puerto Rico and they lost power, he just sent a shit ton of Tesla batteries and solar panels and stuff to help power Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He installed a shit ton of stuff in Flint, Michigan to help clean up the drinking water. Like, I would do that. I would be that guy, but I would also be the troll guy. Because what's the point of having fuck you money if you don't get to say fuck you every now and again?
See, that's what me and you different. Because I mean, I'm like I just said, I'm a in the cut type of person now. Like, I come out for this, but I'm not on social media.
No, you're not. Which, by the way, in case you haven't checked, we're up to 85 subscribers now. We're 15 away from 100.
Yeah, I don't check that.
That hundo.
If I didn't have alerts on my phone, if I didn't have a phone, I would be, because I'm all about face to face, and I think people should be more selective on who they give face to face time to, because there's a lot of people that are taking, but not giving you anything back. So that's partially why I'm an in the cut person, and I associate myself with very few people. Because if I'm giving you something, you have to give me something. If you don't have a use, you are useless. And
Yeah.
so I want to be used, and I use people.
Yeah. I think everyone has something to offer.
Yeah,
I think
we had this conversation.
if you go into a conversation and assume that person knows something you don't, and you listen to understand instead of to respond, even if you're learning, something that you want to make sure you don't implement in your life, like, oh, I don't want to be like that, right? Or whether it's a perspective or something like that, you're still getting something, even if it's something that you want to avoid.
But that's not associate. When I say associate myself, like I would interact with people.
Right.
I'm not antisocial.
Right.
I'm probably one of the most sociable people that you've ever been around.
I get called antisocial all the time. You believe that? Me.
No, yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah. I told them I'm not.
That is a person that I will not associate myself with.
I said I'm not antisocial. I'm selectively social.
Right. But like I will interact with people. But past that initial conversation, if I feel as if this is not a fruitful interaction, then that's it. I'm not associating myself with you. When I associate myself with you, when you say, "Hey Bruce, that's your man's," okay, boom, we're associated. We can be put together in a sentence together. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't do that with a lot of people. I don't even want you to put my
It's a lot of energy too, because relationships, they take work. Even if they're like healthy relationships, no matter what kind of relationship, it takes work to like maintain.
Yes.
And then
a lot of work.
And then when something goes wrong, it takes even more work to repair it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, or make sure it don't implode.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
That's something I struggle with. Is having this balance of not being annoying or overwhelming, but also not showing a lack of effort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I know I do this, and I know I do this to you too. Is that sometimes I get like so bogged down to where I don't want to put forth the effort, and so I like go in like a hole. I have this black hole, this imaginary black hole that I retreat in, and I just don't put forth any effort into maintaining relationships or communicating or anything like that. And then that's when like the random stuff that's in my life happen where you like, Roy, why you didn't tell me you was, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I went in my hole, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so like that's something I've been trying to work on, is like trying to find that balance, bro. Because sometimes, bro, I get in my own head into where I feel like I'm like being like so I kind of like overbearing sometimes. Like
You feel like you're a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can relate to that in some sense. I don't necessarily retract into a black hole per se. I do in some instances.
Is it like a white hole?
Yeah, hey. I do in some instances, but if I have those things going on, like I'll still interact with you, I still reach out to you or whatever. But unless it's something that I'm having like an ungodly amount of trouble with, like dealing with, you're just not going to know about it. And I'm going to deal with it on my alone time, because I got no shortage of alone time. So
that's also the difference too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, alone time. In my alone time, I was thinking about springtime. Okay? Change of seasons from winter to spring.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, and this is just to give you an idea of what kind of shit pops in my head when I'm driving by myself. The general consensus is, as the days get brighter, longer, and the weather gets nicer, clearer, warmer, and flowers start to bloom, right? And there's just more beauty. We get out of this wet, dark season. As a result of you and I and everybody else, existing in that world and observing this, our moods get better, right? But I was thinking, everything we're observing is natural, right? Flowers bloom, there's natural cycles, the day and night cycle. Like, all this is natural, part of the natural world that happens. We are humans, we are also natural. So who's to say that boost in mood and emotional health and clarity of thinking and things like that isn't a result of us observing it, but what if we're active participants? We're blooming. We're going through a season. Because we have moods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say we don't have seasons? And it's just we're blooming with the natural world. We're like our internal clock or whatever is hitting springtime, and as a result of us participating in that natural process, we feel better. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe not. It's not because we saw the flower bloom.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Maybe it's because we're blooming. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, then it puts even more meaning to the saying of, you know, you got to go through the storm to enjoy the sunshine. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through those dark seasons to benefit from the brighter ones. So what if it's like ingrained naturally into our biology, something we evolved to experience, just like, you know, certain plants evolved to bloom in the springtime and wither at the end of fall, like, because that process is necessary for nature, right? For the survival of different species of whether it's plants, trees, flowers, whatever, right? So maybe that process is also necessary for us, and we're active participants in that process, and that's why we feel the positiveness that we feel, not because we just see it and we think it looks nice.
I might get it. I don't disagree with it. Sort of, kind of.
Well, I can't prove it. You know what I'm saying?
But
so,
I can see that point. But I mean, I'm happy or unhappy the same amount throughout all seasons.
Yeah, but something about nice weather boosts your mood a little bit. Something about a beautiful scenery boosts your mood a little bit. Like it has an effect. Like you'd much rather go out in 70-degree weather when it's sunny than be in like 4:30 in the afternoon and it's dark out and it's fucking sleeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So like,
is that more your natural biology kicking in, or that just you come up with an excuse for why not to do something?
I think you're talking about two different things. I mean, you can come up with any excuse for how you're feeling at any time. That's not what I'm saying. But that's my theory. It's not my theory. It's a theory I'm working on. that the reason you see higher levels of, you know, better moods in the springtime is for those reasons.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. When you come out with your book about it, I'll buy it.
Bet.
Buy support.
Bet.
What episode is this?
7.
Episode 7. Professor Bruce was born.
What are we working with on time?
Time to close out.
Already?
Already, baby.
Damn, son. That was fast.
Time flies when you're having coffee.
Coffee with T.A.T.U, baby.
Now I go back to sleep.
Alright. Like, subscribe, tell your mama about us.
Tell your mama, auntie, your cousin, your sister, them.
Share the story, share the posts, comment, let us know what you think.
Even if you don't like it, share it and talk shit.
Yeah, we're almost at the 1,000 view mark.
Really?
We're getting dangerously close. Episode 1 is kind of like our reasonable doubt, because every time we release a new episode, the count for episode 1 goes up. So
people trying to go back and watch them in the world.
Yeah, so as that goes on, like, so we are.
Even though they have no correlation.
Yeah, you can make a playlist with the episodes, and even if you don't want to watch it over and over again, I don't want to watch that shit over and over again. Put your phone on the table when you go to sleep and just put that shit on repeat. Give us them hours. Turn down the volume. Don't listen to it. Just let it play in the background. All right. I guess we out of here then.
Another one. Yeah, I'm sleepy.
So I don't know if you know this, but this DAP at the end of every episode is crucial.
Wow.
Because when I'm editing it, that's the sound in the video. That's how I match it up. So I watch the video for the DAP, and then I listen to the audio when we hear the clap, and that's how I get the audio matched up. So, like, if we ever don't DAP, screwed. We are screwed. So we got to do the end of episode dab every time.
All
All right. Peace, love. 1.